Well, take a ride with me, let's cruise through the neighborhood. I got a fine tune machine under the hood. Put some pressure on the pedal, let's see what she can do. Well, come along with me, I've got a place for you. Such a beautiful day, the sun is shining through. Let's put the radio on and play our favorite tunes. Come along and ride with me.
I'm Kurt, and you're watching Kurt Loves Cars. In fact, this is more of a support group than a car show. What I'd like to do here is show you the South African context of the automobile. Today we're joined by JP van Zyl, car lover, entrepreneur, and general nice guy. And he's taken some time out of his busy schedule to show us his cars and why he has them. How long we know each other now, bro?
20 odd years.
20 odd years.
A long time.
It's a long fucking time, man. Okay, let's try that again without the fuck.
That's okay.
We go back 20 years.
Yeah.
And I must say, this is a good opportunity to say that I'm officially envious.
Yeah.
Because in 20 years, I've only managed to acquire about 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
And how many you've got now?
Several, I think.
I think it's something like, isn't it?
Yeah. But that's everything. I mean, there's a couple of new cars, or a couple of bikes and that kind of stuff thrown in the mix, but yeah.
So they reckon it's
modes of transport.
Modes of transport. And they say, whatever the disease we have, clearly it's a disease.
Yeah.
They say it's terminal and it takes about 80 years to kill you. Would you agree, bro?
Definitely.
And you know, I mean, we look at it now. We see some of the cars that we've wanted, and you clearly own. I've owned 1 or 2. Nowadays, they are unaffordable.
Yeah, I think Discovery Channel obviously made people a lot more aware of the things. And you know, 20 years ago when we met each other, it was, you could pick them up a dime a dozen for next to nothing, and we did it because we enjoyed it. You know what I mean? It was a small core bunch of people, and we all got along, and we all understood each other. We were proper petrol heads, for the lack of a better word. And I mean, yeah, we just fed off each other, you know.
So now you've got your collection. You've in your mid-40s now. You've got. For those of you who don't know, old JP is also an entrepreneur in the bicycle business.
Yeah, I've been involved in the bike game for about 30 odd years.
30 odd years.
Yeah.
What's next for JP van Zyl? Where do you see this JP van Zyl thing going, this brand going?
I don't know. It's a hard thing, you know, because it's weird. As you mature, as you get older, you know, everybody wants a nice car, everybody wants a nice bicycle, everybody wants a nice house. But you know, I'm speaking for myself now, but. I don't want to say I'd give it all up tomorrow, but because we've all worked freaking hard for what we've got. But as you get older, it's more about the people, you know. And you know, we've got an event that we do once a year. We go up to the salt pans and we go mess around with the cars, and you know, you look forward to things like that. You know, meeting your mates and seeing the people and spending the time with that. So, you know, it was chasing the Charger or the Porsche or whatever the case may be. That's what used to keep one going. Now you're thinking, if the car comes along, are we going to pass it? Because you know what, can we drive it on the pan? We've got a bunch of mates, and the first thing they say is, can I pan? If it can't pan, we're not actually interested in it anymore, you know what I mean? So I'd rather hang out and talk cuck with my mates than worry about the next car you're going to buy, you know?
True enough. Now, when we were growing up, we were 80s boys,
yes,
clearly, right?
Definitely.
There was big influences, Starsky and Hutch,
yes.
Dukes of Hazzard, Riptide,
yeah, Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds with the Trans Am, Smokey and the Bandit. Now that we're a little older, I reckon a lot of our generation is buying into that old
Correct.
Nostalgia thing
No, it's
that
huge.
triggered them as kids.
Exactly.
Is this the same for you, bro?
It is. And once again, I keep on going back to ironically, but I mean, I had a mate of mine or an acquaintance of mine send me a message from Durban the other day, and JP, I want to get myself an 80s classic BMX, you know? And I mean, you know, a Team Rally Burner or a Scorpion or whatever the case may be, and that's what actually kept us
Mongoose.
charged. Exactly,
Yeah.
Super Goose, Diamondback. And you know, at the end of the day, the choppers, and that's what kept us going, and we could never afford them as lighties, you know what I mean? The guys whose parents could afford it, you know, that's what kept us going, you know, charged for lack of a better word. And
True.
Yeah.
Well, bro, I think we've taken up enough of your time. We've
No.
hacked off about 2 hours of your day here.
Lekker.
Thank you so
No,
much for
it's
talking
awesome,
to
Thanks
us.
for pulling in. And you're welcome anytime. Sweet.
Cheers, man.
Lekker.
A little bit of kakpraat, eh?
Cool. Sorted.
Phew! Now, Riaz. Yes. All we have to do to wrap up the day is shoot those 2 cars, my bro. The 2 cars we shoot today are both iconic in the muscle car era, and we'll start with the 1969 Camaro. This muscle car era only lasted for 9 years, from 1964 to 1973, ending with the oil crisis of 1973, when you needed to bond your house to get a tank of petrol. This 1969 Camaro is the last of the first generation models, starting in 1967 and ending in this particular model in 1969. Today, they are very, very rare in South Africa and demand serious money for good examples. Import complications makes it difficult to import pre-65 cars, even if you do have the money. The 1969 Camaro remains one of the most iconic of all muscle cars. The next car is the 1968 Super B, and this is from the Dodge Chrysler brand, and it was produced from 1968 to 71. And this 68 is considered the first generation of the Super B. Dodge produced the stripped-down performance car to appeal to a younger market, and the top-of-the-line Super B had a 426 Hemi engine option, which has become legendary and produced in very small numbers, and they demand huge, huge bucks today. A 1968 Super B is a very rare sight in South Africa, and today it is growing in value every day, and JP was nice enough to take us out for a spin in both. I must say, I'm a little green with envy.
Now what it suits it, how I love you, nothing in the world but making me laugh. Get all And now tell me, baby, what you trying to do? Trying to love me and some other gal too. So bond to get along, to get along, to get along, bond to get along, but all have to. I'm pretty, but it's good enough, friend about it. Pretty, but it's good enough for me. My baby went out staying all night long. Tell me, baby, what you waiting on? Then bond to get along, to get along, to get along, bond to get along, but all have to. I'm pretty, but it's good enough, friend about it. Pretty, but it's good enough for me.
That's it for this episode of Kurt Loves Cars. Join us next time where we visit Villeneuve, South African drag racing legend, his wife, and his Chevy Can-Am.